Hi, welcome to the video for Edexcel Maths Past Paper Solution. This is Core Mathematics C12, January 2018, and this is the third video of the series. So let's start now. Question number 11. The circle C has equation x square plus y square minus 8x minus 10y plus 16 equal to 0. The center of C is at the point T, so T is the center. And find the coordinate of the point T and the radius of the circle C. Okay, so the idea is, in general, if you have a circle, with some center, and let's say the center of the circle is H and K, these are the coordinate of the center of that circle with the radius R. In general, we write the equation of the circle as x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square. So this is called a standard equation of the circle. Remember, standard equation. And this question is one of the typical question from the circle topic. They give you equation in this form, meaning x square and its linear, y square and the linear term of y, and we need to find the coordinate of the center. So what do we need to do? In fact, we need to rewrite this equation, the given equation, as the standard form, so we can compare and we can figure out the center coordinate of the center and the radius. And how do we do that? First, we rearrange this equation so we can figure out how to convert this in this form, meaning we need to make a complete square of x and the complete square of y. So I am going to rearrange like x square minus 8x plus y square minus 10y plus 16 equal to 0. So I have two terms of x and two terms of y, and these two terms now are going to convert in complete square. And how do we convert these? The first one, I will write a bracket with the square and the square term, but without square, x. This is x. And whatever the sign we have here in between, we write the same sign. And the next thing is, we need to write here half of the coefficient of x. Half of the coefficient of x, meaning half of the coefficient of x is 4. So now I have converted x square minus 8x into complete square as x minus 4 whole square. But remember, at the back end of this concept, we have added some number to make it a complete square. So in mathematics, we always compensate this addition. So whenever we write this as a complete square, we need to compensate this term outside the bracket. And how do we compensate? We always subtract a square of that number. Remember, square of that number, that means minus 4 square. So this is the complete step of making complete square if we are given one quadratic and one linear term of some variable. If you apply similar approach for next two terms of y, that means y square and minus 10y, so see how can we do that. So we have a plus sign here, so I'm going to write plus sign, and now a step of completing square. So I just write a bracket and then y. In between we have a minus sign here, so minus, and here half of the coefficient of y, which is 5, and then a square. But again, for compensation, I need to subtract a square of the 5. So this is the complete step of completing a square of y term. At the end, if you see, you have made a complete square of x till here, complete square of y till here, but in the given equation 16 is still there or left, so you need to write the 16 at the end. So minus 5 square plus 16 equal to 0. And the next step is just algebraic simplification. So see, how do we do that? What I'm doing, I'm again rearranging this. I'm writing first x terms, x minus 4 whole square, and then y, the y term, y minus 5 whole square, and rest of the constants. So rest of the constants, so minus 4 square is minus 16, minus 5 square is minus 25, and then plus 16 equal to 0. And if you add and subtract these three constant, so you have minus 25, and you send minus 25, so you can say 16 and 16 cancel, so minus 25 sent on the other side. So finally you have x minus 4 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square is equal to 25. And now you can rewrite as x minus 4 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square is equal to, this 25 can be written as 5 square. So now this implies that if you compare this equation with the standard equation of the circle, so you can clearly see that x minus h whole square, here you have x minus 4 whole square, that means h is equal to 4, and y minus k whole square and y minus 5 whole square, that means k is equal to 5. So this is the answer of your part AI. That means find the coordinate of the point T. T is the center. So center is 4, 5. And part AII, find the radius of the circle. So you can compare the right hand side with the standard. If you see the right hand side, you have r square, and in your equation right hand side is 5 square. That means r is equal to 5. So radius of the circle is 5. So remember, the coordinate is 4, 5, and radius is 5. So let's see the next part. The point M has a coordinate 20, 12. Find the exact length of the line MT. So you have a circle with the center you have already found, which are 4 and 5, and you know that the radius of the circle is 5. So you can draw like this. This is your radius. So you can do like this. This is your radius, which is 5. And then they are saying you have a point M with the coordinate 20 and 12. So you can take any place, this point 20, 12. So I'm taking this point like this. Let's say this is a point. This is point M. You can choose any arbitrary point, and the point has a coordinate 20, 12. So coordinate of the point M is 20, 12. So find the exact length of the line MT. That means if you join, this is T center, if you join T and M, so you can see that you have M and T. So you need to figure out the length, and you are given 2 points, 2012 and 45. So you can use distance formula. So length MT is, remember the distance formula, D, the distance formula between 2 points is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square and then root. This is a formula between distance between 2 points, or length of some line segment. In this case, distance between 2012 and 45, or length of the line. So you can take any one of the point as x1 y1 and the x2 y2. So you can choose these 4 5x as x1 y1 and these as x2 y2, or you can say these are your x1 y1 and the other one is x2 y2. So it's your choice, you will get the same answer. So I'm taking these 2 points, point M as x2 and y2, because these are large numbers, so it's easy to subtract, it's just fine. And then this one is as taking x1 and y1. So you apply distance formula, so x2 minus x1, that means 20 minus 4. So 20 minus 4 is 16 whole square plus, and then y2 minus y1, 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is 7 square root. This is the distance formula. And then if you solve this, then you have answer 305 root. This is distance between M and T, or the length of the line segment joining the point M and T. This is part B. Now for next part, point P lies on the circle C such that the tangent at P passes through the point M. Find the exact area of the triangle MTP, given your answer as a simplified surd. Okay, so on the circle, you have a point P lies on the circle such that the tangent at P passes through the point M. So this is the point M, and somewhere you can plot, you can take P here or maybe somewhere here, it doesn't matter, but it's already, I have already drawn, so I'm considering like this. So okay, now this is the tangent line and this is the point P. Okay, the coordinate of the P are not given, but we need to find the area of the triangle MTP. We need to figure out the area. Okay, so remember you have area. So what is the concept? How do you find the area? Area is general concept is half into base into height. Okay, in this case this is the tangent line, MP is a tangent line, and TP is a radius. And if you remember, if you recall a circle different theorem, and this is one of the theorem there is the tangent is always at 90 degree with the radial line or the radius. This angle must be 90 degree. That means this is hypotenuse. So we can use Pythagoras theorem to figure out this. If we have a length of this side, so this side can be considered as height of the triangle, and this PT can be considered as a base, and we can use this formula to figure out area of the triangle. That's how we solve it. So first of all, we need to find the length of PM. We don't have a coordinate P, but we have a right triangle. We use Pythagoras theorem, so you can say that Okay, so we use Pythagoras theorem now. So PM square is equal to uh, mt square minus pt square. This is the Pythagoras theorem. So remember, mt is your hypotenuse. So mt square, we have already found mt. That means 305 root whole square minus pt. pt is 5 square. So finally pm square is pm, and of course it's 280. 305 minus 25, it's 280, and pm is 280 root. This is length of p to m. And now what about the area? Area is a equal half into base, and base is 5 times height. Height is root 280, half into 5. This 280 can be written as 28. 4 times 7 is 28. That means, yes, 4 times 7 is 28. So you can write this 280 as 4 times 70. These are just a step I'm doing for your understanding. You can skip, you can use calculator, it's up to you. So half of into 5. When this 4 comes out from the root, it becomes 2, and then inside the radical sign you have 70, and this 2 gets cancelled. So your final answer is area of the triangle PMT or PTM is 5 root 70. This is the area. Question number 12. The line L1 has equation x plus 3y minus 11 equal to 0. The point A and B lies on L1. Given that A has a coordinate minus 1p and B has a coordinates q2, where p and q are integers, find the value of p and the value of q. Okay. In this part, we need to find the value of p and q, two unknowns. We are given two different conditions. In these types of question, whenever they give you some points, and in the question, if there is a statement that some point lies on the curve, or lies on the line, or lies on any curve, that means this point can be substituted into the curve, into the given curve. So these 2 points are lying on the line. Lying on the line means if you see you have a line anywhere, so these 2 points are on the line. So you can say that this might be the point P and that be the point Q. So both, no, sorry, it's not the point P. So this is the point A and this is the point B. So you can substitute, or you can plug in the value of the point in the equation of the curve. So for A, the coordinate of A is, I'm just writing for, so you can just see, minus 1p. You don't need to waste the time, you can do directly the direct step. So the equation is x plus 3y minus 11. I am substituting the value of x and the point P. So this is my x coordinate, this is my y coordinate. So I can write as -1 plus 3p. Remember, this x is -1 and the y is p. These are the coordinates of the point. -1 plus 3p minus 11 equal to 0. And clearly you can solve this. You can figure out the value of p from here, and your value of p is 4. You can do similar step for b, for point B, and the coordinate of B is Q2. Again, additional step, and this point B is also lies on the line, so you can substitute Q and 2. This is your x, this is your y. So x plus 3y, that means Q plus 3 into 2, which is 6, minus 11 equal to 0. And you can figure out value of Q. Q is 5. So plus 11 and minus 6. This is value of Q. Find the length of AB. Find the length of AB. So now you have a coordinate because you have already found P and Q. That means you can see that I considered A and B 2 points, and from A to B you have a line till here, and you need to find the length. Length means you need to find the distance. So you have a coordinate of A. Now you have coordinate of A -1 and 4, and B coordinate of B is 5 and 2. So you can use again distance formula. So the length AB is x2 minus x1 whole square. So you can say that I am taking these as x1 y1 and x2 y2. So 5 minus 1, so 5 plus 1, which is 6 square, plus y2 minus y1, so 2 minus 4 minus 2 whole square. And then if you solve this, then you have a distance 36 plus 4, 40, and root 40. And root 40 can be written as 4 times 10. So 4 times 10. And this 4 can come out from the root. So this is 2 root 10. This is the length of the line segment AB. Part C. Find an equation L2 given your answer in the form of y. Okay, no. Before this, yeah. The line L2 is a perpendicular to L1 and passes through the midpoint of AB. Find the equation of L2 given in this form. Okay, fine. So you have some midpoint of AB somewhere here. This is the midpoint, and I'm calling this midpoint as X. And you have a line L2 perpendicular to L1 and passing through. So you can see that this is your L2 and this was your L1. So L2 is perpendicular to L1 and passing through the midpoint of AB, and you need to find the equation of L2. So the idea of finding equation of a line is generally we need gradient of the required line, in this case M2, and we need point on the line, point. So we need gradient and we need a point. So you see that the line L2 is passing through the midpoint of AB. So we can use a midpoint formula to figure out the coordinate of this point, which is also lying on L2. This is the point that we can get, and the gradient we can find from the gradient of L1 because its equation is given. So now let's just see. First we figure out the point X. It is the midpoint. So you say that the coordinate of A and B is -1, 4, and 5 and 2. So midpoint of AB. So midpoint of AB is 5 minus 1, 4. So 5 minus 1 by 2 comma 2 plus 4 divided by 2. This is the midpoint. Okay, midpoint is x1 plus x2 upon 2 comma y1 plus y2 upon 2. This is the coordinate of a midpoint. That's how, what did I do here? And when you solve that, so midpoint would be five minus 1, 4. So 2 comma 2 plus 4, 6. 6 divided by 2 comma 3. So this is the coordinate of the point x, and the x is also lies on L2, which is our point. So okay, now what about the gradient? So first we need gradient of the line L2. That we don't have, but we have equation of L1, which is x plus 3y minus 11. So for L1 we have equation x plus 3y minus 11 equal to 0. So you can figure out gradient of M1 of gradient of L1, which is I'm calling it M1. So M1 would be minus 1 upon 3. And how can you find this gradient for L1? You convert or you rewrite this equation in the form of y equal to mx plus c, and coefficient of x would be the gradient, which is minus 1 upon 3. And if this is M1, and because we have a perpendicular condition, so M2 would be equal to, if we have a perpendicular lines, then the gradient of second line is we take the reciprocal of the M1 and change the sign, whatever sign we have. So we take the reciprocal, we flipped it. So 1 upon 3 becomes 3 upon 1, or just a 3, just 3. And it is a minus, so we always switch, or we switch the sign. Minus, it becomes plus. So gradient is 3. Now we have a gradient, we have a point 2, 3, so we can use y minus y1 is equal to m times of x minus x1. In this case, y minus y1, y1 is the y coordinate of x, which is 3, equal m is the gradient, which is 3, this gradient, and x minus x1, x1 is the coordinate of x, which is 2. Now you can do your algebra simplification step, and you can rewrite the equation as y equal to mx plus c form, and if you multiply and simplify, so you have y is equal to 3x minus 3. So 3x and minus 2 and minus 6 and plus 3. Yes, 3x minus 3. This is the equation of L2. Question number 13. Figure 4 shows the position of two stationary boats A and B and the port P, which are assumed to be in the same horizontal plane. Boat A is 8.7 km on a bearing of 314 from port P, and B is 3.5 km from at the bearing of 52 from the point P. Show that the angle APB is 98 degree. Okay, so this is the boat A and boat B, and P is the port. So condition is 8.7 km, which is given in the diagram, but bearing 314 from P. That means this is P, this is angle that they are talking about. This angle is 314 and the board B is 3.5 kilometer at the bearing of 52. This angle is 52 or 052 because this is bearing, so this is 052, or you can say just a 52 degree with respect to P, and we need to figure out the angle APB. So we need to find this angle APB. This is our required angle and I'm calling this angle as X. Okay, this angle is X and we need to find the total angle. So if we can figure out the value of X, so we can add, so we have a required angle. So angle X is quite clear and you can say that angle X, since angle X is 360 minus 314, so the total angle is 360 and minus 314, so X is 46 degree. And now angle APB, the angle APB is 52 plus 46 and your final answer is 98 degree. So angle APB is 98 degree that you need to prove. Okay, so part B, find the distance of board B from board A given your answer to one decimal place. So you need to find the distance between A and B. This is the distance and you are given two distances and you have an angle and we have figured out this angle is 98 degree. So whenever we have a triangle of any shape in general, if you are given any two sides, let's say X and Y, these are given and their included angle and this angle is given and I'm calling this angle, let's say, alpha, and if we need to find the opposite side, which is I'm calling it let's say Z, which is my unknown, so the cosine law suggests that Z square equal to x square plus y square minus 2xy cos of alpha. And this concept we are going to use in our triangle because we are given 8.7, 3.5 and included angle. We need to find opposite side. That means AB. So we say that AB square would be equal to 8.7 square plus 3.5 square minus 2 times of 8.7 times of 3.5 times of cos of 98, and you can solve this. So your equation after solving, the distance would be AB equal to 9.8 kilometer. This is the distance between two boards. Part C, find the bearing of board B from the board A, giving you answer to nearest degree. Okay, so bearing of B from A. So now if you see, bearing is, this is the north line for A and you need to figure out this bearing. This is the bearing that you need in part C. Okay, so I know that this angle is 46. We have figured, we found in part A. If this is 46, this angle will be 46 because alternate angle, and this internal angle can be found using sine law. So we can figure out angle A, and then the total angle is 180, so we can subtract sum of these two angles from 180 to figure out our required one. So the first target is to figure out value of A, that means angle at A, and we are going to use sine law. So what is sine law? Sine law says sine of 98 divided by its opposite side, 98 degrees. So the 98 degree is the total side, so its opposite side is AB, and we have found the distance AB. So sine of 98 divided by 9.8 equal to sine of angle A divided by its opposite side, 3.5. And now you have all the three numbers. You can make sine A as a subject and take sine inverse. If you do that, angle A would be equal to 20.66. This is angle A. So now finally the bearing of boat B from boat A. So your final angle is the total angle. The total angle is 180. So 180 minus these two angles, 46 and then A. That means 46 plus 20.66. When you subtract these two numbers, you have 113 degree. This is the bearing of B from boat A. That's it for this part. I hope you understood. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.